Hey there. So today's message is about believing in yourself. No, I'm playing. So today's message is just about spiritual friends. Spiritual friends. So I have plenty of spiritual friends. I have three, if that's plenty. Three. You know, I talk to them if not weekly. I talk to one of my friends weekly, and then I talk to the other one like monthly, and then I talk to the other one on like a daily basis. Spiritual friends are people who come into your life and they help guide you on your spiritual journey. Yes. So all of my friends have a spiritual connection to God. And anytime, one of my friends is tripping out, I'm there to help them through it. Anytime I'm tripping out, one of my three friends has helping me through that situation, reminding me of how great of a person that I am, and, just supporting me on my journey and on all of my endeavors and praying for me. I know that these friends do not pray against me. They are, well grounded. They have good moral compass, and they have a strong foundation of who they are and where they stand in this life and their purpose. And we don't have it all together. I'm telling you that right now. We do not have it all together, but we are getting it together. This life is all a learning process. This life is all about, guidance and, not just where you're going to get to, but it's the journey on the way to where you're going to get to. And trust me when I tell you that you need the support systems in place and you need people to help guide you along your journey. Is beneficial to your mental health. It's beneficial to your physical body. It is beneficial to your emotional well-being. It is beneficial in all areas of your life because they keep me sane and they help me to realize that things are not as big as they seem. And when I start to worry, they tell you, Jonna, stop worrying. So they're helpful. Anywho, I also wanted to tell you guys, when you have spiritual friends like that, keep them in your life, keep them a part of your life, because I was having a conversation with one of my spiritual friends, and what happened was we did not talk for an entire year. I could not tell you, where things went wrong or what happened, but we didn't talk for a whole year, and it wasn't, it didn't dissolve out of anger, or it wasn't, I won't say dissolve because she's still my friend, but we did not disconnect, out of anger. We did not have an argument. We did not, nothing was bad between us ever, pretty much. But we just, stopped talking. It was just like a disconnect. I was going through what I was going through, and she was going through what she was going through. And when God brought her back into my life, she literally shook my entire world. And that is the day that I had my spiritual awakening. She came back into my life, and, we sat down and we had a discussion, and we talked about God, and we talked about the things that was happening in our lives. And she was just like, Jonna, I didn't know, all these things were happening. And then, she told me, she was like, things were, starting to go a little sour in your life. And, I was trying to be there for you, and I just don't know where the disconnect happened. So we got it together though. We did. We sat down, and God gave me a lot of messages through her, for her to tell me things that was happening in my life that she couldn't have had no clue, but she just spoke to my heart, and she spoke to my soul, and I opened my mind and I opened my heart, because my heart was very hardened. And at that point I wasn't letting anybody in, and I was just doing my own thing, not worried about nobody. And then boom, she came, and my heart was softened. I, accepted those words of encouragement. I accepted what she had to say to me. And what ended up happening was I reached for my Bible for the very first time in over a year. And I sat on my bed and I was just like, what do you want to tell me, God? What do you want to tell me, God? And I was just like, because I need some help here. I was like, I'm confused. I don't know what I'm doing in my life, and I need some guidance. I'm happy that I have her back in my life, and, I'm ready to hear what you have to say, because something was tugging at my heart to just, sit down and talk to God. So that's what I did. And I reached for my Bible. And when I open my Bible, I kid you not, sometimes I have to, flip through pages to seek a message out and say, oh, this is what God wants me to hear. But when I opened my Bible that day of my spiritual awakening, it was right there. And I was just like, whoa, wait a minute. Because at that point, I was going through my breakup. And when I opened my Bible, it was exactly what I needed to see. It said, Jesus teaches about marriage and divorce. Even though, I wasn't divorcing my boyfriend, it was just a breakup. Those were the words that I needed to hone in on. Those were the words that I needed to see at that particular moment. And let me tell you something, that Bible verse was so much more than just Jesus teaches about marriage and divorce. It was about being closer to God. It was about asking God for guidance and him giving you that guidance. And it was exactly what I needed at that particular time, because it caught my attention. And as I read it more, I was like, is that me, God? And it kind of scared me a little bit, because I was like, well, I guess I am being watched, and I guess everything that, I'm saying is being listened to. And then I started to find comfort in that. And I was like, well, this is exactly what I needed to hear. This is exactly what I needed to read, because I was focused on all the wrong things. I was focused on bad things that was happening in my life. I was focused on that breakup that was my entire world. And God is a very jealous God. He does not like it when you rely on something else besides him. And he made that known to me. He said, I need to rely on him, because anything that I want, happiness is what I want. I had sadness at that point. If I want happiness, he said, ask him and he will give it to me. And he did. I found comfort in knowing that he was listening to me and watching me, because he was there to guide me out of my sadness, and he was there to lead me to something stronger and something serene. And so I took his hand, and that's the way that I went. And now here I am on my spiritual awakening and my spiritual journey on the road to my success and my purpose. So keep your spiritual friends close, honey, because that is exactly what I needed at that point in time. And I always tell her that. I'm like, girl, you came in at the right moment. Like, you really spoke to me. And to this day, she be like, did I? She be like, did I? I'm so happy. I'm like, yeah, girl, you did. So I just love her so much. She's such a sweetheart. Keep your spiritual friends close, because they will help guide you out when, you don't want to listen to nobody, not even God's voice. God will speak through somebody to, get you together and get your whole life right. And that's what he did for me. He used her, because I was not thinking about reaching for my Bible. I was not thinking about that. And I did it. And that is the best decision that I've ever made in my entire life. Because I was just so hopeless, because I was just like, I did the right thing for 6 years and nothing came of it. But that was a bitter mindset. It was a bitter heart, and it hardened my heart, and it made me, angry. And because I was angry, I was also sad and depressed. And then I had anxiety, because I felt like I did not have control in my life. And God gave me serenity. He gave me a purpose, and he let me know, yes, you do have control in your life. Yes, your voice does have power. Yes, like you can make a change. Like cut those negative things out of your life and you will have peace. Like just follow me and I will guide you to your destiny. And I'm here for you. I'm listening to you. I'm watching what you're doing. And it's good to fear God also. And it's also to find comfort in him and knowing that, as long as you do what you're supposed to do and you put in that work, he will give you your heart's desires. Just listen to him, because he's waiting for you to guide you out of whatever you're going through. He'll help you out. So that's my message for today, y'all.